Let's kick this off properly. If you're a therapist, coach, or hypnotherapist with a website that looks nice but feels like it's doing nothing, you're not alone.
It happens a lot, right?
It does.
And this video is for you. If you ever wondered why nobody's finding you online and why it feels like your website is invisible, there's one thing you need to understand.
That's right. SEO, search engine optimization.
Yeah, it sounds techy, doesn't it? It sounds actually dry, but it's one of the most powerful and most misunderstood ways to grow a real practice. No ads, no trends, just consistent visibility.
That's right. Well, let's break it down into plain language
Yeah.
for the masses. SEO is how you help Google help you. You're making it easier for Google to understand who you are, what you do, and who you help.
Right now, someone is typing into Google, "Why can't I sleep through the night?" or "hypnotherapist for anxiety in Melbourne." And they're not browsing, hey, they're searching. They're looking for relief.
That's right. And that person could be your next client. So if your website shows up, then they become your client. If your works speak to what they're feeling, they can become your client. Now, if Google trusts your page enough to show it, that's when you will appear when they search for those terms.
And that's what SEO does. It connects your website with people that already need your help. It's not guesswork, really. It's not chasing. It's not hoping someone sees you on Instagram or your Instagram showing up in Instagram.
Thanks, crap. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean, right?
It's clean. So when it comes up, it's clean, it's calm, and it works even while you're sleeping. That's how SEO is. That's the real draw. Once your SEO is working, it just keeps working in the background. It doesn't rely on daily posts or paid ads, unlike Google ads or Facebook ads.
That's right. It's digital momentum. A blog post. Let's think about this. A blog post you write today could still be bringing you leads 6 months after now. A service page you optimize once could rank for many, many years.
And here's the key difference. SEO traffic is warm. People coming from Google are already in the mindset to get help. They're not just killing time on social media. They're actually searching for something. So that's why if you show up with clarity and care, they'll stick around and hear what you have to say.
And this is what makes SEO so powerful for therapists. It respects your energy. I love that. It respects your energy. Don't you like that? Yeah, I do. It respects your craft as well. And it brings people to you without forcing you to perform online.
You don't need to dance. You don't need to be loud. You don't even need to be on social if you don't want to. You just need to be findable.
That's it. And yes, and guys who's been preaching that hypnotherapists should be influencers and dance in TikTok. Yeah, we're looking at you. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need thousands of hits. You don't need to go viral. You just need to show up when the right person is looking.
The right person is the key.
That's it.
Those are the people who will book an appointment with you. So those are the people who are ready to see you. They want to talk to you. And they're not comparing you to influencers. They're comparing you to silence, to doing nothing, to continuing their struggle, to staying stuck. So you can see it's a simple choice. Basically, stay where you are or make that call.
That's it. So let's kill the myth, okay? SEO is not about getting famous. It's not about ranking #1 for the word hypnotherapy. It's about showing up where it matters, on the search that leads to action.
Someone Googles "can hypnosis help with binge eating" and finds your article. Now that's a lead. Someone finds your page when they type panic attacks at night help. That's a potential client for you.
And here's where it gets exciting. Every time someone finds you through SEO, your trust factor goes up because people trust Google. They believe what they find on page one. And if you're there, you're already positioned as the authority.
It's almost like having a quiet referral from the biggest network on the planet. And it costs you nothing but strategy and some effort.
And time as well. It takes time. Now, okay, we should be honest. SEO doesn't work overnight. It's not a quick win. It's a long game. But once it clicks, it scales, it compounds, it frees you.
And that's what most therapists actually want: freedom, stability, a system that works in the background without draining your attention every single day.
And that's what SEO gives you. It gives you leverage. You do the work once, you set it up right, and it keeps serving the people long after you've logged off.
So let's stop thinking of SEO as this techy, complicated, mysterious thing. It's not. It's structure, it's service, it's visibility with purpose.
It's how you help more people without burning yourself out. And it's how your website becomes your hardest working asset.
Yep. So now that you know what SEO really is and why it matters, let's talk about how to do it. There is a method. It's simple, it works, and we call it TLC.
That's right. That's tech, links, and content.
Most therapists don't need a complicated system. You need something that's simple, scalable, and built for the long game.
And that's where TLC comes in. Tech, links, content. That's our method. And yes, SEO is actually complex. I'm not going to lie to you. So a lot of SEO agencies will use tech as smoke and mirrors. But guess what? Under the TLC columns that we have developed, all the SEO that you can think of can fall underneath these TLC content. And that's our method. It's how we do SEO for clients. And it's how you can start thinking about your website, even if you're not technical.
Let's start with T. T stands for tech. T because it's the most invisible, but without it, nothing else will work.
Tech is about how your website performs. It's the structure underneath it. Is it fast? Very quick question. Is it fast? Is it mobile friendly? Is it secured? Is it easy for Google to crawl and understand?
If your site takes too long to load or doesn't work on a phone, people will bounce, and Google tracks that. So a bounce is where someone clicks on your site, the link to your site, and before they even get there, they close the browser window.
Yeah.
Too long to load.
Yeah.
So Google tracks that. And when it senses that your website has a lot of bounce, it will push you down the ranking.
And think about it this way. I mean, Nick, you can probably vouch for this. When was the last time you Googled something and it took 10 seconds to load? I bet you're out of there by that stage, right? So yeah, similarly, think like your client, your potential client, and exactly what I said. And you don't need a developer to do this. You just need to know what to check. Use simple tools like PageSpeed Insight. Make sure your SSL certificate is up and running and active. And that's the padlock to the browser bar. And avoid stuffing your site with flashy features that slows you down, such as uploading a 5 gigabyte video. That's going to slow it down. So don't do that.
All right, we'll come back to that one. too many therapists overbuild their site before they even get any traffic. Let's stay on TLC for now. Tech is the foundation. Let's move on to L in TLC now. First, links.
That's right. So links are your reputation, right? Google sees links as referrals. If other websites, trusty websites that is, point to your site, Google sees that as a vote of confidence.
So if you're listed on a credible directory, for example, or you've written a guest blog for a well-known site, so the key word there is well-known site that's in your niche, or you've been interviewed on a podcast, and that site where your podcast is on links back to yours, all that helps.
Yeah, and that really helps a lot. You don't need hundreds or thousands of links. You just need a few solid ones. Think quality, not quantity, but even better, have both quality and quantity.
That's right, Kram. What do you think about links inside your own site?
Those are called internal links or internal linking. It's where you connect your pages together. For example, linking your blog about panic attacks to your service page on anxiety. That makes sense, right? As in literally getting the word and then get and put a link on it that goes to your anxiety page. As simple as that. Or linking your FAQs to your booking page. That makes sense as well, right?
It makes sense, and it doesn't just help you with your SEO. It actually, from a functionality perspective, your visitor moves through your site more easily, going from one, logical article to the next one that's relevant.
Exactly. It's good for Google and good for the people, your visitors, which are your users in your website. It keeps them engaged, and it tells Google which pages are more important than the others. If your anxiety page, for example, has a lot of internal links pointing to it, that page gains authority.
So if tag is structure, links are your reputation.
Yeah.
So let's move on to C in TLC. C is for content. This is the one most therapists already have. They just don't know how to use it yet.
They don't. A lot of content I'm seeing in this space is so boring and vanilla, to be honest. Okay. So content is the part people actually see. It's your words, your blog posts, your service pages, your homepage, how you communicate your value, not just to your clients, but to, the big robot, Google, the search engines, right?
That's right, because that's how Google knows what your site is about. Because Google can't feel, it can't guess, it has to read your content. It gets structure, and then it decides how relevant you are to someone's search.
So when someone types, for example, how to calm down after a panic attack, Google looks for pages that answers that question clearly, calmly, and thoroughly. We say calmly because if it's, exclamation marks and someone's having a panic attack, that doesn't really, doesn't work well, doesn't it? So that's where your content comes in.
So it's not about writing for Google. That's the important thing to remember, because when you write for a machine, it's not quite readable to human being. So it's about writing for the actual person who's searching, but written in such a way that Google can also understand it and reads it the way you want it to optimize your site for ranking.
You structure your content in a way that's clear. You focus each page on one main idea. That's how you build trust with both the person and the platform.
Can you give us an example of good content structure, Chrome?
Sure. Okay, let's say you're writing a blog on sleep anxiety. Start with a problem, what it feels like, how it shows up, as in the actual sleep anxiety, right? Then talk about why and how that happens, and then introduce the strategies that can help that problem, or the solutions and the strategies to help that problem. Then wrap it up with a gentle call to action. That structure is pretty helpful, and it's easy as well. It builds rapport, and it also will help you rank well. I mean, your blog anyway.
So what if someone's thinking, I don't have time to blog every week?
Yeah, that's firstly, if you don't have time, make time. You need it, right? It's like saying, I don't have time to pick up a phone call from a potential customer, right? You're running a business now, so you better put some time in it. And having said that, you don't need to blog every day, every week, whatever. A few solid pages can bring consistent traffic. Well, it's up to you, really. How much traffic and how much client do you want, right? One well-written article is more powerful than 10 crappy rushed ones, really. And your service pages, your core content matter. Uh, your core content matters just as much as your blog, really.
So that's the Trinity, TLC. That's tech, links, content. If you get those three working together, your SEO will start to climb.
Each one supports the other. Tech makes your content accessible. Content gives links a place to point, and the links build your authority. They work as a system.
And this is where most SEO fails. They focus on just one thing. They throw up a blog, but the site is slow. Or they chase backlinks, but the content is weak.
Yeah, TLC is balance. It's built for real-world practitioners who want steady growth and not hype. You don't need to do everything at once, but you do need all three of them, all three parts in place over time.
So if you're listening right now and you're wondering why your site's not working, start here. Ask yourself, is my tech sorted? Do I have any links pointing back to me? And is my content helpful, clear, and aligned with what people are searching for?
If any one of those is missing, your SEO will stall. It just won't work. It will work, but not really, right? But once you get all three lined up, even in the simplest way, things will start to shift, really.
And this is the engine. This is how SEO becomes consistent and predictable, and how your site stops being a digital brochure and starts becoming a real lead generator.
Yeah, keyword there is digital brochure. You don't want a digital brochure. I mean, websites were a digital brochure, but websites now is your online office, really. Yeah. And that's the goal. You're not building for likes, you're building for leverage.
All right. So we've laid the foundations with SEO and TLC. Let's go deeper next into content.
Yeah.
What makes a blog or article actually work? And how do you write content that brings in leads?
Oh my God, you're asking me, man. I've only been doing this for a decade and a bit. There's so many things to say. Okay, let's go. Okay.
All right, let's go deeper.
Yeah.
You've covered the strategy part. You've got your tech working. You've started building some links, and now your content is up. So that's
Yeah.
But here's the real question. What actually makes that content work, Crum?
Yeah, it's because it's not all content is equal, right? You can write 1,000 words, but if it's not structured well, if it's not relevant, If it doesn't connect, it won't rank and it won't convert.
Okay, let's start with the basics then. What does Google want from your content?
Okay, this is simple. Google wants relevance, clarity, and value. Google's mission is to organize the information of the world, right? And make it useful. That's pretty much their business, why they're in business. Your content needs to match what someone is looking for or what Google is trying to say as well or do. So your content needs to match the user or the searchers, what they're searching for. It needs to be written in plain language. And it needs to solve a real world problem or answer a real question.
That's the search intent, right?
Yeah. And if someone searches, how do I stop overthinking before bed? Yeah. They don't want theory. They want answers. They want practical help. They want to feel seen, I suppose. Your content should reflect that.
So it starts with choosing the right topic.
Yeah.
And using the language your clients actually use, not academic jargon.
That's right. You're not writing for your peers. Okay, if you're a therapist or in academia, you're writing for real people in pain. That's where most therapists go wrong. I guess they're trying to sound intelligent, right? And that's great. You sound intelligent and therapist-like, but that's where they go wrong. Yeah, they over-explain. They try to sound serious and professional, but what lands is empathy. What connects is clarity.
I like that. Well, let's talk structure.
Okay.
What's the best way to lay out a blog post?
Start with a headline. And if you can't make up your mind, start with the body and then create the headline. The headline is probably the most important part of the article, right? Why do you ask me that? Because without the headline, you can't get attention and people won't read the rest of your article. The headline has to be clear, specific, and searchable. Something like, why you feel tired but can't sleep, or why are you ready to not feel tired anymore? Okay, let's go back to the first one. Why you feel tired but can't sleep, and what can you do about it? Right? That's going to get clicks.
What then?
Well, and then after that, your intro should speak directly to a person reading. Okay? So you got their attention with the headline. The intro usually follows. And with the intro is what we call a hook. A hook is a little whisper to make people lean a bit more so they can focus. Yeah? And then intro happens after that. Your intro should speak directly to the person reading. It has to feel like you're directly talking to them. Don't waste time. Name the problem. Give them what they want straight away. Then show them they're in the right place and let them know you'll walk them through the problems.
So you're actually building trust from the very first paragraph.
Absolutely, man. Always. After that, use subheadings like headline 2 and headline 3. So it's not one big, massive, just a bunch of text, because they're reading on their phone, right? And you don't want them to get lost. It's too much when they go, man, I'm not going to read that. It's too intense, right? So you break it down into subheadings. Break the content into clear sections. For example, what causes sleep anxiety? The hidden triggers. 3 ways to calm your mind, and so on. Each section gives value. Each one keeps them reading.
And what about storytelling? Where does that fit in?
Man, we're human beings, hey? We have evolved with storytelling. Storytelling is what makes your content stick. You don't need to write an essay, but you can use micro stories. Use metaphors. You're a hypnotherapist, you know how to use a metaphor, Use client examples. Anonymized, of course, like don't reveal who is your client. And of course, for example, I'll give an example, okay? I once worked with someone who used to lie in bed with a racing heart every night. The moment the lights went off, their brain would start replaying conversations from the day or the other day, what they should have said, or even 10 years ago.
I know exactly what you mean. Straight away, that draws you in.
Yeah. Did you see that? Yeah.
Realize it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's emotional as well. So that helps make it very real.
That's it. And that's the power of the story. Because like I said there, I just started talking about my client on this happened and this happened. Because that's normal storytelling. Start again. Because that's normal storytelling ways of how we do things. We gather like two mates, two friends, or two strangers, and we'll start talking, right? We don't give lectures. We don't do essays to each other. We tell stories, yeah? And that's the power of the story. It bypasses logic and goes straight to connection. Even better, it helps the reader see themselves in a scenario. That's when trust is built.
So storytelling doesn't mean writing a novel. It means weaving in emotional moments that mirror the client's experience.
I'm not going to stop you writing a novel if you can do that. But if the hypnotherapist doesn't even have time to write a blog, where are they going to find the time to write a novel? Anyway, you can use simple metaphors as well, right? Anxiety as a snorkeler, that's too sensitive. Trauma as a browser with too many tabs open, yeah? These things help people understand their inner world without being overwhelmed.
I hear you. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about tone of voice. How should a therapist write?
Plain, calm, grounded. But remarkable, as in worth remembering. Like you're having a conversation with someone who's intelligent, but stressed. Avoid shouting. Avoid overpromising. Just speak to their world. Use you language and always close the loop. Don't leave them hanging.
Yes, you is very important.
Yeah. I mean, academia stops us from writing that way. I get it because you're trying to write academic papers, right? And without any bias. But in everyday life, we use the word you.
That's right. And your website or your blogs need to talk to the reader. So using you is the perfect way to engage in that almost personal conversation.
Absolutely. They need to feel that you're talking to them via your content, right?
So that's why every piece of content should also answer the question.
Correct.
Language is one thing, but they're there because they have a problem and they have a question. So your content needs to answer that question. It should also end with some kind of resolution because they're there to look for a solution. So you're not just dumping info on them and it's not just a self-serving to be.
That's it. Absolutely. Think of it like a session. You open with the problem, you explore it, you offer insights, then you gently invite them to the next step. That could be a technique or way to reach you, but you never push, right? Or you can push, but just see, and if you want to find out where that takes you, but I would recommend never push. be a guide. You, as a therapist, hypnotherapist, and a coach, are the guide.
Guide is the right word. It's very important. It basically what Crom just said there will help you with the tone of voice to use.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, let's get tactical, Crom.
Yeah.
What kind of blocks should therapists write?
Start with, let me think about this one. Start with questions your clients will most likely ask you the most. What does trauma actually feel like? Or is hypnotherapy safe? Or if I get hypnotized, can I snap out of it? Or why do I shut down? Why do I shut down in arguments? Yeah. Or are you going to plant ideas in my head? These are typical questions that clients ask hypnotherapists. These are perfect blog topics because they match what people Google. They match what your potential customer is possibly searching in Google. And they give you a chance to showcase your expertise in a helpful way.
And what about the length? How long should a blog be?
Aim for 800 to 1500 words. Yes. You probably got used to short snippets in X or Twitter or Facebook. This is a blog, right? So aim for 800 to 1500 words. Long enough to go deep, short enough or to keep attention. 1500 words is about 5 minutes, give and take. And remember, spacing matters, yeah? Use short paragraphs, use bullet points. Make it easy on your reader's eyes.
Okay. So to summarize this, good content does 3 things. 1, it matches what someone's searching for. Secondly, it explains things correctly using real language and light story. And thirdly, I guess it guides the reader towards the next step. Very importantly, without pushing.
That's it. You're not just writing for Google. You're writing for a person in pain. You're writing for a person with anxiety. And Google rewards that.
Good. Next, we'll walk through how to actually apply this, what tools to use, what not to waste your money on, and how to build a site that works before you start to dress it up.
Yeah, let's keep that going.
Okay, let's get a bit more practical now. So we've talked about strategy, we've talked about content plan.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the platform. Because the way your website is built plays a huge role in how well SEO will actually work.
That's it. If you're building a new site or thinking of redoing your current one, I've said this many times, the best place is WordPress. Start there. Full stop. Just get there. Go there.
Why WordPress?
Yeah, why WordPress? Because it's built for flexibility, speed, and SEO. It gives you full control. It's been in the industry as a standard for many years. And unlike other some drag and drop builders, it doesn't box you in. You can optimize every part of your site. The meta tags, the URLs, the internal links, and the load speed, all free really, or at low cost plugins.
It certainly lets you tweak a lot more things.
Yeah.
With a platform like Wix or
oh man, how many issues have we encountered with those platforms, Nick?
Yeah, stick to WordPress.
Yeah, exactly.
And WordPress, it's not for big companies or tech people, even though it as well. It's so flexible, it will cater to every group.
That's right. And the beauty about WordPress, it's so well documented online that if you need to fix something, you can Google it. And you'll probably find a solution. Yeah. And don't try and learn how to code so you can build your website. That's your unconscious mind, I guess, sabotaging you, trying to make something so hard. So before you do anything else, it has to be perfect. No, just go to WordPress, get a theme, yeah, and put it on. WordPress powers over 40% of the internet. Therapists use it, coaches use it, authors, schools. If you can use Microsoft Word, you can use WordPress with the right setup. And the beauty is, once it's set up properly, you're not stuck paying a developer every time you want to make a small change.
That's right. Now, we need to say something important here. Don't overbuild your site before you get to the traffic.
Please don't. This is a mistake. We see it all the time. A therapist starts with zero traffic, and suddenly they paid $8,000, $10,000, $15,000 for a custom built website with video sliders like pop-ups, booking widgets, yeah, live chats, animations, all the birds and whistles.
But no one's visiting it. No one's reading the blogs.
Yeah.
Who's booking sessions? What's the point?
Exactly. And then that's it. You've spent $15,000 on it, right? This is the thing. And it's not because your website looks bad. This happened not because your website looks bad. It's just because there's no traffic, right? Imagine having the best top level shop, yeah, with sliding doors, AI moving things, windows and displays, the best one. But you're in the middle of the desert. So what's the point of that very expensive building, right? And if no one is coming to your site, all those flashy features and decorations are just decorations from an empty room, really.
So what should they do instead?
Start simple. Clean layout, yeah. Clear pages. This is really important. Fast loading speed. That's so important. Has to be fast. A home page, an about page, a few solid service pages, yeah. A contact page, and ideally 3 blog posts. That's enough. That's it. You can always add more later. Once you know the people who are coming, right? And once you know what they're clicking on, yeah, you got to let the marketplace decide and then listen to them.
SEO will tell you what they're clicking on?
Yeah, absolutely, man. When SEO is working, you'll start to see what content gets traffic. You'll see where people land and what they're reading. And also you're going to see what they're skipping, right? You could write the most amazing article of how amazing is your hypnotherapy, but if it got zero traffic, it's useless. Or you can write the simplest way how to fix hiccups. Well, okay, maybe not that. Or you can write the simplest article on how to get better sleep. And people are reading that. Well, now you know that people reading that are reaching out for that article because they can't sleep. Yeah. Now you can refine, adjust, and feature what actually matters. But you build after traffic, not before.
That's the correct order to do it in. And the
best
part about doing it that way, you're keeping it simple, so it costs less, you'll load faster, and you'll rank better as a result.
Absolutely, exactly. A lightweight WordPress site with a solid TLC SEO method in it will outperform a flashy $8,000, $10,000, $15,000 website every day. Yeah. Especially if that flashy site has zero backlinks, no content, and terrible load times.
Okay. So let's slow it down and speak directly to the person listening. If you've got a private practice or you're building one and your website feels like this polished little showroom that no one is actually walking into, well, this section's for you.
Yeah, this is This is a bit more, a bit most people, this is a bit that most people don't get. This is also the part where most people don't want to hear, but they need to.
Well, we see it all the time. Therapists spending thousands of dollars on beautiful websites before they've had even 10 people actually visit it.
Yeah.
They go all in on the branding, the animations, the chatbot, the video banners, but no one is watching any of it.
It's all no cattle, really.
I've never heard that one before. I get it.
Okay, it's
You want to look credible.
yeah, exactly. It's like a nice carriage, man. Where are your horses?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah,
the therapist wants to feel proud of their online presence. It's
yeah,
understandable. But if your website doesn't get traffic, then it doesn't matter how nice it looks. It's not
yeah.
having the fanciest waiting room. It's about having people walk through your door.
That's why we keep saying, keep it simple. Start with the essentials, then build as your visibility grows.
Let's make this practical. What is
Yep.
this?
What's essential? All right. Clear homepage, strong about page, service pages that actually explain what you can help people with, and a page or a way to contact you. 1 to 3 blog posts written around what people are actually looking for, what they're searching for.
That's it. If you've got those and you've thought about the TLC, the tech, links, and content, you're already ahead of most therapists out there.
Yeah, way ahead, because you focus on the right things. Function over fluff, really.
And here's something I want to say to every practitioner out there. You don't need to impress people with your website. It has to be a certain standard, of course, having said that.
Yeah.
The important thing is you need to understand them. You need your site to meet them where they are.
That's an audience first mindset. You're not writing for your peers. You're not designing for your ego. You're building a space that makes people feel safe, seen, and triggers curiosity.
Exactly. And that's where SEO changes the game, because it's not just about visibility, it's about relevance. If someone types in how to stop overthinking before sleep and your blog shows up, that's relevance. That's trust. That builds a connection between you and your potential client.
And it's working for you 24/7, eh? Quietly, patiently, no ads, no burnout, just structure doing its job.
And when all that traffic starts to come in,
Yep.
that's when you can look at upgrading your site further.
Yeah,
And
that's
polished, because now you're refining based on data that Google collects for you. You're not guessing, you're not just hoping.
That's a smart way to grow. Let your audience, your analytics, and your content performance shape what comes next.
We're not saying never invest in branding or design.
No.
Beautiful strategic sites, but timing matters, right? So you get it up to a certain standard, and then you launch, and you wait for data to come back, for analytics to tell you where to improve. The sequence matters. You earn the layers by building the basics first.
Build a house with strong foundations, then add the curtains.
So if you're in the early stages or rebuilding after a while, ask yourself this: does my site help the person I want to work with? Does it speak to their problem? Is it easy to navigate, read, and contact me? If not, that's where you start.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we mean by audience-centric. You're not trying to sell, you're trying to serve.
And when you do that consistently with the right SEO structure underneath all of that, the right people will eventually find you. They'll read and then they can relate to what they're reading to. And when that happens, they will reach out to you.
Simple, not easy, but simple.
And that's how you create a site that earns trust. That's what gets you found. That brings you real clients while you're doing what you're actually here to do. Help them.
Help people.
That's it. All right, we've covered a lot, Kram. We've broken down SEO. We've unpacked the TLC method for them. We've talked about content that connects and how to build a site that works without wasting a lot of time or money. Before we wrap up, Kram, I want you to take us home. Talk to the practitioner who's listening to this on a walk, I'm guessing, or driving or cleaning their office. They've got the skills. They care deeply about their work and their clients, but they're invisible online. They're tired of chasing and chasing. What would you say to them right now?
I'd say this, okay? You didn't get into this field to become a marketer. You got into this field because something inside you said, I want to help people heal. You probably spent years learning how to do that. Sessions, supervisions, more training. And now here you are, trying to figure out algorithms and websites when all you want to do is make a difference. And I want you to know, you're not behind. You're not late. You're not broken because clients aren't showing up. What's missing isn't your ability. It's visibility. And that's what SEO can give you. It's not flashy. It's not loud, but it's powerful. And it's consistent and it builds over time. Every blog, every post written, every page you refine, every link you add, it's not just marketing, it's a ripple. If someone finding your words at 2 a.m. when they feel like they're falling apart, it's someone Googling their symptoms and landing on your site and realizing maybe, just maybe, they're not alone, then you don't need to go viral. You don't need to play the game. You need structure. You need strategy. And you need to be findable when it matters the most. Because the work you do is too important to stay hidden, to take the first step. So take the first step. Write one helpful article. Optimize one page. Ask for one backlink. Do that every week and watch what happens. Watch what starts to happen. You'll look back in 6 months from now and your website won't feel like a ghost town anymore. It will feel like a magnet, really. A place where people arrive, take a breath and think, this is who I've been looking for. That's what SEO can give you. Quiet, calm, client attracting clarity, and you're more than capable of making that happen.
That's the word, Kram. You better catch your breath after that. All right, folks. If this episode made something click or gave you something solid to act on, pass it on to a fellow practitioner. We're not here to gatekeep all this stuff to just you and us. We're here to help real people do meaningful work sustainably. You can find free SEO site review and other tools at our website. You'll find it at marketingsummarize.com.au/SEO. There's no pressure, there's no fluff, just insight to help you. Well, that's it for this time. We will see you again next time. Keep showing up, keep getting seen, and remember, your best clients are already looking for you. They just need to find you. Thank you for watching. I'm Nick Chia.
I'm Kram Salvatera.
We're the Marketing Samurais. See you next time.
Bye bye.